Okay, so this is Vishnu, my wife Sonal.
Hi, I'm Sonal.
We are the Reflections Chair, maybe fifth year in a row. Really enjoy doing this thing. So let's kick it off. I'll go in PowerPoint. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So
do we want to wait like 1 or 2 more minutes so that if others want to join in?
Sure.
Yeah, let's give maybe another minute or so because it's just 6:01. So let's give 2 more minutes so that others who want to join in can join in, and then we'll get started.
How many we have right now?
Go to participants.
Can you confirm, are you seeing the full slide or the presenter's mode?
It's a little bit small. Is it a full screen already?
Oh, okay.
I think it's a presenter's mode.
Okay, now
Yeah.
you should see the
Okay.
the big one, right?
Yeah, this is a big one.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome.
Can you just mute for a minute? For people to
Yeah,
join.
maybe let's give a minute for other folks to join.
All right, everyone. Good evening. I'm Sonal Verma, and he's Vishnu Verma. So, as Vishnu mentioned, we have been conducting reflections for the past 5 years, I guess. So, it's an honor for us to conduct this competition and see all the creativity and talent of our kids. So, for this year, so as you can see, we have the slides here. So I'm going to begin with the theme, which is the most important thing to begin with. So this year's theme, as you can see, is I will change the world by. So the kid will have to imagine what he thinks, how he's going to change the world. So this is the most important thing that you need to keep in mind while coming up with the artwork. And you can see that there's a link, pta.org reflections. So obviously there's more information if you go there, and we have tried to incorporate everything in the slides, but if you need more details, you can always go there and you'll be able to find more details. I think we can go to the next slide.
Okay, so there's a short video that will play.
Oh.
1 second.
Categories, right?
No,
The next
so this
slide.
is just something that we downloaded from the pta.org. I think we should be able to hear the sound as well. Okay.
Okay, so we can move on to the next slide. So this video was all about the categories of reflections. So as you can see on the slide and also on the video, there are 6 main categories that the student can choose from. The first one is dance choreography. The second is film production. So in dance choreography, the student will come up with their own dance moves. They can have the music or the song, they can choose from that, but their choreography should be original. Same for film production, they can choose any topic and then they can make a short film. But obviously the theme has to be kept in mind. How would I change the world? Third category is literature. So literature involves, you can write a short story or you can write a poem, you can write a prose or can come up with your own original story. Then comes the music composition. Again, original work. The kid has to compose the music. It should not be copied or shouldn't be there from before. It has to be original piece of work. Then the photography. So the student can take pictures or photographs of a single object or a single thing or a person, or they can make a collage. So there can be more than one pictures and they can put it together in a collage. And the most famous, I would say, and the most popular and the maximum number of entries that we receive is in visual arts. So visual arts include paintings, drawings, sketching, sculptures. They can make something using Legos. They can make something using Play-Doh. So they can use their creativity. And so once we go through the rules, all the medium and arts that they can use for the visual art will be given there. So these are the 6 main categories, and these categories are divided into different divisions. So for example, you can see that kindergarten through 2nd grade would go under the primary. And then 3rd through 5th grade is the intermediate, and our 6th graders, they will actually compete with the 7th and the 8th graders because they go into the middle school category. So once if their artwork is selected and going into the district level, then they would be competing with the middle schoolers. And then we have a special artistic division. So all our special artists, they are more than welcome to come up with their creativity, their talent, and their artwork will be submitted in the special artistic category.
And the grades do not apply to,
yes,
to special artistic
students. Okay.
Feel free to ask questions as
well. Right. If you have any questions regarding any slide, you can just unmute yourself and just go ahead.
Yeah.
So what does special artistic division mean? Like,
so the kids who are in special education, so they can turn in their artwork, and based on if they are in special education, their artwork will go into the special artistic division. So they will have a separate category and they'll compete with other students in that category.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Sure. So, so basically how it starts is we do it a school-wide competition where all the kids in Senate, they do their work and then they submit it to us. So the last date, the deadline for the submission is November 8th. And since last year, we have been doing the virtual submissions. So everything will be available online. You'll get the entry form. There will be all the details related to the submissions. So once you fill out the entry form and once the work is ready, you can submit it. And so the deadline for that is November 8th, so about 1.5 months. And then we will have a virtual exhibition. So in normal times, we used to have an exhibition at MUR where we used to display all the artwork, and then we used to invite the judges where they judge, and then the parents and the students can come and take a look. But obviously, because of these times, we would be doing everything virtually. We would be doing the awards announcement. We still have to decide because the date for submission in the district is, I believe, December 1st. So once we so we will have the winners before that, because in the district level, only the first prize winners will be going. So from our school, we'll have 3 winners, first, second, and third from each category, but only the first place winners will be going to the district level. So we'll have an award ceremony, and obviously that would be virtual too. And you can find all the information at senatepta.weebly.com/reflections. So once the winners go to the district level, they would be competing there with all the other schools. So all the other schools of the 6 districts. So there's Cupertino, there's Berryessa, there's Monterey, and quite a few schools. So they will be competing there. And then if they advance to the next level, which is the state level, then the 6th district will contact directly to the parents and also to us. But that's like the second stage. So the most important thing is first the school-wide submissions, which is on November 8th. And then once it gets selected on the next level, it goes to the state and then eventually to the national level. So any questions regarding this?
And by the way, the slides will be available. I'll send the slides to Tina and then we can post it on the website, the PTA website. The link to the virtual entry form is in the slide deck, and we made sure that it is available in many places so that you cannot possibly miss it, because that's the most important part. So you must be filling out the virtual form, the virtual entry form, when at the time of submission of the artwork.
So just to add to that, in the entry form, at the bottom of that page, there will be an artistic statement.
Yeah.
So that is the most important thing that the kid would be doing, because the judges look at the artistic statement first. So it is kind of the first impression that's formed on the judges, and then they go and look at the artwork, because the artistic statement should match with the actual work that's been done. So if that statement is not too strong, or it does not get the attention of the judges, then so basically that is very important. So the students should work really hard on that.
And we'll go through those rules in the next slide.
I have a question on how the submissions, when you say that it proceeds to the district level or the state level, is it and competing against other people at that level, right? Do they have to submit a new work, or it's just that their work is selected?
So that's a great point. It's like when you travel internationally, you just check in your luggage once, and you just get it on wherever your final destination is. So the student will only check in once. Check in the submission once, and then because it's all virtual, it's going to be a soft copy, and that soft copy advances through the various levels, through district, state, national.
Okay, so it's the same submission that goes through.
Same submission, exactly.
So you have to, the student has to do his or her best the first time. There are not going to be any other second chances. So the school submission is the final submission. That's a good point. Very great question.
Okay, any more questions regarding the process and the timeline?
So we have 6 category among each grade level. So each grade group level. So we have like 18 going to the district. Am I understand correctly?
Yeah, so if we take 1 from each, and each has 3, so yes, there will be 18 entries, and then there'll be special artistic divisions. So that will make up another, I believe, 3 entries. Yeah, because
3 per category.
3
right?
per, yeah, but only the first.
Oh,
winners
okay,
will
only
be
the
going.
first will
Yeah.
go. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So 18 plus 3, 21 possible entries advancing.
Hi Vishnu, this is Rupa.
Hey Rupa.
So is there any restriction on how many categories student can participate, or?
No, there's no restriction. So a student may participate in dance as well as film as well as literature, but only one entry per category.
So basically, the student can participate in all 6 categories. There's no restriction to that, but only one entry per category.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, next slide.
Okay, so this is basically all what we talked about this year's theme. I will change the world, and then the artwork needs to be submitted by November 8th using the virtual entry form. And then the school winners artwork will go to the district-wide competition, then to the state level and to the national level. So once we submit the entries to the district level, our work is done. After that, we do not have any control over what's happening in the 6th district, because everything will be done there, and there will be a virtual award ceremony at the district level also. I think that happens somewhere around January.
Yeah.
So they will notify all the parents, they will notify us also. So we'll keep you guys in the loop, and they do that. And if the student's work is submitted to the state level, they'll notify the student directly. And everyone gets a certificate. And then for our award ceremony, we have been giving the certificates and the trophies. So last year we couldn't give the trophies because obviously, everything was virtual, but we did keep the certificates in the office towards the end of the school year. So we'll try to see how things are around December. If things are getting better, then we might, go with the normal flow. And yeah. But so it's still too early to say what's it's going to look like in November, December. So we'll keep you guys updated, whatever the case is. And then, so these are the important rules. These are very important, and they will be there. So you can read in your leisure time, like you can read all the details, but the main thing is that the artwork should be the original work. That is very important because, the judges, they would know immediately if it's not an original work. So, so that is the most important thing. And I mean, you can help your kid come up with the ideas, but please, please, please do not help them in making the artwork. Do not give any finishing touches to the artwork, because the judges look at it, they know, and they have made some comments in the past that, oh, a second grader cannot do this work. So we know that. So, and they automatically, they know, and then they give all the points accordingly. So please make sure that your kids are using their creativity, their critical thinking, their best efforts. You can just help them by asking them to brainstorm, give their ideas. You can give them examples that, what do you think, how you can change the world? So probably give them some examples and ask them, what do they think, how they can change the world, but let them do their work. And then, as we already discussed about the artist statement, that's the most important. Please make sure they're writing it nicely. And there's, I think, a word limit about 100 words. So make sure that word limit is kept in mind. Do not exceed beyond 100 words. I think that should be the same. This is this year too. So the artistic statement will basically tell about the artwork. Why is that artwork there? What was the student thinking while making that artwork? And what do you interpret from that? So that's the most important thing. And then obviously use of copyrighted material is prohibited. So as long as your work is original, so there shouldn't be any problems related to the copyrighted material. So as we talked about, for the dance choreography, you can use any background music. You can use any song that is already there, but then your dance move should be original. And then there will be a virtual entry form for the submission of the artwork. And then obviously, we put in this link, capta.org programs events. So there are rules for each category, like visual arts, what is the medium, what are the dimensions in which you can put your painting or your artwork, what are the different styles of painting or styles of art you can make. So each category's rules are put in this link. So you can click and just go through them in detail. And obviously, if you have any questions, you can always shoot us an email and we'll be happy to help you. And the most important thing that you can see in red is, please do not have your kid write the name in front of the artwork, be it a painting, be it literature or anything, because
Blind judging will,
yes,
yeah.
so they can write their name at the back of the poster or the paper or whatever work they are doing, because it happened 2-3 years ago that beautiful painting, everything very nice, but the name was written in the front, and then we had to request them to just kind of white it out. And sometimes, if your work is perfect and if you put that white out or if you try to blend it in, sometimes it might not look good. So please make sure that your kid is not writing the name in the front.
And the reason for that is obviously, all the judging process is all blind. The judges don't have a way to figure out the name, because we have to be fair and neutral across all the submissions. So it's very, very important that the name must not be displayed on the artwork.
Okay, so this is for option for the students with disabilities to receive services under IDEA or Section 504. Students are recognized and awarded prizes as part of the Special Artist Division, and then the Special Artist Division will not be divided by age or the traditional school level, like we have primary, intermediate, and middle, but the Special Artist Division will be only just one. There wouldn't be any further division. And they can have adaptive technology, they can use that. And the submissions must be solely created by the artist. So again, a parent or a teacher and an adult may assist them with the typing or holding a camera if they are taking a picture. But then the work should be the student's work. So these are the rules for the Special Artist Division. Any questions regarding this slide? Okay.
Cool. Next slide. So the review criteria is, so we give a rubric to all the judges, and we have, pretty distinguished set of judges for each of the categories, like personalities and individuals who have done really good work in each of the categories, like photography and dance choreography and visual arts. So we give a rubric, but at a high level, the interpretation of the theme has the most weightage, 40 points. The creativity, how the student has thought through the process, and what kind of thinking went in coming up with the artwork, that's 30 points. And then the technique and the skill level is 30 points. So if the scores are tied, then the interpretation is looked at to make the judgment as to which one is a better one. So rules by categories, this is extremely important that you follow each and every rules. Now, the following slides have the details on each of the categories, like even dimensions, file size, all of that is there, the word limit. But we strongly encourage the students to go and check the requirements, the rules per category at the capta6.org/reflections website. They have per category, what the dimension of the photo is going to be, what is the size limit of the video, what formats that you can submit a photo or a video in. So all of that is laid down. But the next 6 slides are going to be about each of those categories. I will display it, hold it for 10, 15 seconds. Please go through it. I'm not going to read through each and every rule.
So just,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So
Mhm.
just because we were talking about the rules, one very important rule that I just remembered is if your child is taking a picture or photograph, please do not frame it
Yeah.
because that will be automatically disqualified. So that is one thing that please keep in mind, that it shouldn't be framed.
Yeah, and then because of everything is virtual anyway, the photo will be a soft copy. So please keep in mind that, send us the soft copy. So per category, there are rules. You can see.
So I have a question there.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you said the picture should not be framed. So if the size is 11 by 14, the picture itself has to be 11 by 14 size without any borders. Is that what it is?
That is correct. Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, you can put the picture on a cardboard or on
Yeah, but there's no
thick hard
physical.
pa- yeah.
There's no physical
Right,
submission,
right.
right? So it's just a soft copy, right? That
Yeah,
would
from
have-
the camera, it will be transferred directly and uploaded. So
Correct.
Okay.
So these are the categories: dance choreography, the types of dances that are allowed. Again, as Sonal said, originality is the most important thing. The judges will very quickly figure out if somebody has assisted them in, help them with some finishing touches. And we've had some cases in the past. So please do not help your kid with. I mean, you might get tempted that, hey, yeah, let's help them out. They've put in so much work. You can help them by encouraging them. Hey, have you spent time thinking about how will I change the world? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? That's it. Just keep on encouraging creativity. I mean, we always look at everything in a very competitive fashion. This, unfortunately, in the past, somebody said that unfortunately this has first, second, third positions and all that. But the goal of the Reflections program is to encourage creativity and to help original thinking and critical thinking. So please do not get tempted to help your kid win a prize. This is not about winning a prize, right? This is about helping your kid think critically, be creative, be original, right? So again, in pretty much everything, copyright material is prohibited, and for each of the categories there are specific rules. So for example, in choreography, the video recording, the duration, the size limit, the types of format, and then how you must label the video, the nomenclature that you must follow when you're naming the file. Please, review all of this.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
Actually, I went through the music composition category, and it looks like, I mean, this wasn't clear to me. Is it possible to take so you record your whatever you play, suppose you play an instrument and you record a piece of music, and then you make 2 or 3 such recordings.
Mhm.
Are you allowed to use editing software to put them together
yeah.
or clip and
Absolutely. That's allowed as long as the music production is yours and you compose the music, right? So
Okay.
so that is perfectly allowed. You can stitch pieces, come up with your own composition by stitching multiple pieces, but don't mix and match with your piece and with something which is copyrighted, right? So just make sure that the music itself and the composition itself is all original. You may use certain aids and software to stitch and compile it in one cohesive format, right?
Okay, thank you. And I guess I mean, it's also written here that you don't require the notes to be written down for for middle school, only for middle school, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's so yeah, music composition is also one of our popular categories. So definitely literature is another one, which is very popular. So I will say visual arts, literature, photography, and music. Those four are the most popular among our students, and then followed by film production and choreography. So again, these slides, you will have it. Please make sure that whichever category your child is going to participate in, you cannot spend enough time going through each and every bullet item for the rules of that category. And obviously we are here, so and I are here to help you out if you have any questions. Some of the times the questions may be very complex and even we may not know the answer. And then in that case, we go to the district and get, but we'll make sure that you get your answer. Okay, so that's, yeah, go ahead.
A quick question on the film production.
Uh-huh.
Can you have multiple people in the video itself? Like,
Yes.
It's just, okay.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. you
But
can-
the second bullet is important. Entrant must be the director, screenwriter, and camera person, including all storyboarding and editing. But you may actually have other people, acting in a production or participating in a production. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great question as well. Any other category you want to, you're interested in? I will just hop between the slides and make sure that we cover that category. Photography is another one which is very popular. So all the rules are here. The minimums and the minimum maximum. The minimum actually is the requirement, the format, the picture format, label, back of print. Obviously, never put the name in the front. Entrant must be the one to take the photograph. He or she should be the camera person, not the subject, right, of the photo.
Vishnu, I have a question. If you can go back to the previous slide, photography, the fourth one must be mounted or matted on cardboard mat. So
Yeah.
this doesn't apply, right?
This won't apply. Yeah, this is obviously applicable during normal times, but this is not applicable this year.
All right, thank you.
Good observation. Yeah. So visual arts, again, frame entry, everything is just going to be soft copy, which actually brings us to the interesting question of what happens to sculptures, right? And I think if you want to give us a physical copy, we are more than happy to take it, and we'll ensure that the judge will get to review it somehow, and then we'll also hand it over to the district if that entry wins. So yeah.
For the district, we are not sure if they'll be ready to take any physical work, right?
So at a minimum over here, we can, have our judges look at it. But I think in the end, what's going to happen is, we take a picture and forward it to the district. So that's like the only vague piece of this year's contest. And then this slide has all the details, all the websites, starting with our own Senate PTA. Actually, there's a 6th district website after that, and then there is the CA PTA, then the national PTA. The rules are over here. And if you don't remember anything of this presentation, just remember 3 things. November 8th is the deadline. Use the virtual form. The virtual form is very self-explanatory. Your name, your grade, which will determine your category, your, whether you are a primary, intermediate, or a middle. And then if you have any questions, just send us an email. The form also has a place for the artist statement, and then it'll, once you select the category you're submitting in, it'll provide you a way to enter or upload the soft copy, whether it's a video file or a photo or a PDF document, whatever it is based on the category. It's actually very efficient for us, but it is sometimes tangible things make more sense, and during normal times it's also makes for a very nice exhibition. But last year and this year it's going to be virtual. Hopefully we'll come back to the normal exhibition next year. Okay, so next few slides, it's basically looking back what we did last year. So please appreciate the next few slides. It's almost like a virtual exhibition that we hoped to do last year, we couldn't do. So this is making sure that we honor some of the participants, especially the ones in visual arts and photography, because it's easier to put those in a slideshow. But if you are interested in any other categories that we submitted last year, we are more than happy to show it to you somehow, right? Whether it's choreography or music. But please enjoy the next few slides, from last year's submissions. Last year's submission, the title was I Matter Because. Okay, so that was some of the entries from last year. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did putting it together. And just a request, please donate to our PTA. We are doing amazing stuff. Tina's team is doing amazing stuff. Kudos to her and the
really
team.
good job.
And we are just, helping her in whatever shape and form, but amazing work to the PTA board this year. So thanks a lot for all the hard work.
Thank you, guys. So if you have any more questions, you can ask us, and these slides will be there on the website and also on Parent Square. We'll send it, and also the recording, I guess, right?
Yes, the
of
recording
this
we'll make sure that
orientation.
that's available as well on our PTA website. And hopefully this year we'll cross 100 entries. We've been getting close to 100 entries, but let's break the record this year.
Last year we had about 85 entries.
Yeah.
Okay.
If nothing else, then thanks a lot for your time, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sonal.
Thank you.